All right, let's talk about something that's at the very core of any business plan: competition. But this isn't just about making a list of your rivals. No, it's about strategically carving out your own unique place to win.
You've seen this, right? It's a classic. A brand new little burger joint pops up, like directly in the shadow of a massive McDonald's. And you can't help but think to yourself, are they insane? Well, here's the secret. It's almost never a crazy move. It is a highly calculated one. That little business sees something, some opportunity in the competitive landscape that most of us just don't, and they're placing a very, very specific bet on that insight. And that bet is based on what's called a competition analysis. Think of it as the playbook businesses use to map out the entire field. It helps them size up their rivals, get a feel for how intense the game is, and, this is the most important part, find exactly where they can stand out and be better.
Okay, so first things first. You have to figure out who you're actually playing against. And, this is where a lot of people get tripped up, because your competition is often way broader than you might think.
See, competition really comes in two flavors. You've got your direct competitors. These are the obvious ones, right? They're selling pretty much the same thing to the same people. But then you have the indirect competitors. These guys are a little sneakier. They offer a totally different solution to the exact same problem your customer has.
Let's make this real. Imagine you run a coffee shop. Well, duh, another coffee shop is your direct rival. But you are also competing with that energy drink sitting in the cooler at the gas station next door. Why? Because they both solve the same core need: a quick morning energy boost. And honestly, ignoring those indirect competitors is one of the biggest, most common mistakes a business can make. So once you know who you're up against, both the obvious rivals and the not-so-obvious ones, the next step is to systematically figure out what they're doing. And this isn't about being sneaky. It's just smart, strategic analysis.
Now, you don't have to analyze every single player out there. Just pick 2 to 4 of your most important competitors and start digging into these areas. You can find this info pretty easily, by looking at their websites, reading customer reviews, seeing how they talk on social media. You're looking for their strengths, for sure, but what's even more important, you're looking for their weaknesses, because that's where your opportunity is hiding.
But here's the thing. A really powerful analysis goes way beyond just looking at a couple of your rivals. It zooms out and looks at the entire industry.
This is about understanding all the different forces that shape your world. You have to ask the big questions. How easy is it for a new company to just show up and compete? How much power do your suppliers have over you? What about your customers? Is there some new technology on the horizon that could make your whole business obsolete? Answering these questions gives you the real temperature of the market you're in.
And all of this work, all of this digging and analyzing, it all leads right here. This is the moment it all pays off. This is where you turn all that research into your winning move. Your strategy really just boils down to answering 3 huge questions. First, based on what you learned about your competitors' weaknesses, where's the gap? What are they not doing? Second, how are you going to compete? Look, you can't be the best at everything, so pick your battlefield. Is it going to be price, quality, or convenience? And finally, the biggest question of all, what is your unique edge? Why on earth should a customer choose you over everyone else?
I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the whole point. The entire reason you study your competition isn't to get obsessed with them. It's to become absolutely crystal clear about yourself and what makes you uniquely valuable. Okay, last thing. Let's quickly go over a few common traps that people fall into. Knowing what these are ahead of time can save you a ton of wasted time and effort.
So here are the 4 big ones. First, just making a list of your rivals, that's totally useless. You have to analyze them. Second, like we said, ignoring your indirect competitors. Big mistake. Third, doing all this work but then failing to actually connect it to your business strategy. And finally, knowing every single detail about your rivals but not being able to clearly say how you're different. If you do that, you haven't finished the job.
So, when you get right down to it, doing a competition analysis is a lot like studying a chessboard. You see all the pieces, you understand how they can move, and you can feel the different pressures on the board. And when you see it all laid out like that, there's really only one question left, the one that will define your future. What's your next move?